Danny Hall. I'm the head baseball coach at Georgia Tech, and I've been at Georgia Tech for 15 years. And we'd just like to talk about the effects that I think that the Anatoly system has had on my players. We kind of started in the fall with, I think, a group of about 9 guys, and that group quickly expanded. And I think it expanded because my players were excited about the program. And I'm a very open-minded guy, and I think that when I was approached by Vladimir about getting some of our players to do this, I think every baseball coach in the country and every certainly athlete that's playing college baseball is lifting, they're throwing, they're running, they're hitting, they're doing things that everybody does. And so I think many times as a coach I'm looking for something that can give us an edge. And after I witnessed a 63-year-old man doing the program and lifting what I thought was about 1,500 pounds of weight, I said this is something that I would like to try with my players, and I tried it myself personally. And I think things that that I have seen and that I think our players have seen is, number one, a much greater core stability. I think guys that maybe in the past have had nagging injuries, whether it was shoulder problems, elbow problems, knee problems, leg problems, back problems, those seem to have been minimized certainly by the program. And then I think anytime you try something new, sometimes the results might be hard to quantify, but I think mentally and emotionally there's also a transfer from within the program. And our season has just begun. We've gotten off to a great 5-0 start. And but I think more than anything is that Monday is an off day for us. And it's generally the only day the players have throughout the season to kind of get caught up on schoolwork and have a day to themselves. And they are continuing to lift in the program. And I think that's probably the ultimate testimony to the program is these guys definitely believe in it. The results will be seen as we certainly play our 56-game schedule. But I think that there's nothing that I have seen to make me skeptical about the program at all. In fact, it's all been the other way, been very positive. And I know when you hear the amount of weight that people are lifting, sometimes you probably, throw up a caution flag that somebody's going to get hurt. But I would say just the opposite, that this program is very safe, and so I would urge anybody and everybody that's an athlete to try it, and then find out for yourself if you think it's worthwhile. I'm proud to say that I am lifting a little over 1,500 pounds in the belt lift, and I'm 53 years old, so it's not like I have those spry muscles that my players have, but I have seen a difference in certainly my energy level and just I think my core stability, things I still like through batting practice, hit fungos every day, and I definitely get through that process much easier than I did at any time last year. And I've had a shoulder surgery back when I was in high school, and my shoulder will bother me from time to time, and to this point this year, my shoulder is not hurt at all.
Hi, I'm Luke Merton. I'm a junior. I play right field and first base, and I've done Vladimir for 12 weeks. I kind of went in thinking that I wasn't really gonna. I just did it because it was free. I was able to do it. I was very skeptical about it because I felt like it was a supplement to weightlifting and such. But I realized that it wasn't. It's something you can do on top of it. So I kind of came in thinking, what is this going to do for me? He was talking about strengthening my tendons, my ligaments, and all that kind of stuff, and balancing my body better. So I kind of come in and my body's a little off balance as far as my right leg. It's a little stronger than my left leg. My right quad especially is stronger than my left quad. And I kind of went in, and you could see it right away on the leg press and even the belt lift. And throughout time, my legs started, although my right quad was still stronger than my left quad, my legs started kind of coming together. And the whole point was to synchronize my entire body as one, and it kind of especially helped on the belt lift, getting used to that. And every week I got better at it. The funny thing was, I had to focus on my left leg a lot, and there came a point where my left leg was actually leading my right leg on the leg press and stuff like that, which was very interesting because that usually is never the case when I do regular weightlifting. I think it's the kind of thing where I think you should try it. I mean, I don't think it's not going to hurt you because, you know, Vladimir does a very good job of making sure that, you know, you're doing things right. And as far as physically, it doesn't come to the point where, you know, you're too tired to do your other weightlifting or you do your sport. You know, I never had that problem. I was always able to do what I needed to do. And as far as like just the positive, you get a positive vibe when you do it. You know, you're always, every week you get better. And the funny thing was, I didn't know if I was really getting better at first until, like on the belt lift, I've done 12 weeks, but I haven't gotten to the point where belt lift I've struggled on yet. But on like the bench press, I was doing 650 or something, and it was real heavy, and I didn't think I'd be able to do it again. And the next week I came back and did more right away, and it gets easier and easier every week. So it's been good. I have the option to stop doing it or do it, and I am continuing to do it right now. And I've done it 12 weeks. Like I said, I'm doing a little bit over 2,100 on the belt lift right now.
I'm a senior third baseman. At first, going to Vladimir, I was a little skeptical about it. The first couple of weeks, it was going real well. I actually had a knee surgery about a couple months right beforehand on my knee, and I wasn't physically, or I would say mentally there either, about going off and pushing off of it. After going to Vladimir with the fall baseball, my knee felt great. It was one of the first falls I've ever had here at Georgia Tech that I didn't have an injury, so I felt like going to Vlad gave me the strength or whatever that kept me injury-free for fall. I also had some shoulder problems. I tore my labrum, and I still have the tear in it right now. And going to Vladimir, I believe, helped me get that stronger throughout the fall and right now during the spring. I'm not having that many shoulder problems right now. My knee feels great. So going to Vlad, I think, helped me more physically get from my injuries and keeping me from injury-free and getting strength back, especially in the weight room with my knee. I wasn't able to perform as well as I did before the surgery, and then after going to Vlad, I got my weights back up to normal and actually a little bit higher. So the knee, for me, was probably the biggest thing for Vladimir, and also helped out my shoulder. I went to Vladimir for 12 weeks, and from the belt lift, I went over, my max was a little bit over 1,900 pounds.
Blackman, I'm a redshirt junior from Georgia Tech. I play right field and I pitch as well. Going into Vladimir's gravitational weight pull system, I was very skeptical. I wasn't one of the first ones to do it because I wasn't all about it to start with. I went in, and the first day I lifted about 800 and something pounds in the belt lift, and I felt like I might have been able to do maybe 100 pounds more that first day, but by the end I've now done about 14 sessions, and now I'm up to a little over 1,800 pounds in the leg lift, which is the most important lift. Throughout those 14 weeks, I've noticed I feel like I'm a little bit stronger in the weight room. I feel like I'm resisting injury a little bit more. Like I'm not bothered as much by nagging injuries over this time. I've definitely improved in weights, just as Vladimir had said. It's almost double from my start in all of the weight categories. And I feel like after his workouts, I do feel a good workout. Like I feel like the parts of my body have been that are targeted have been stressed out, and by the time I get there next week, I feel like they've recovered a little bit. So as far as on the field performance, I feel like it'll help you a little bit. It's hard to put your finger exactly on what. I feel like the mental aspect of your game will be better. I feel like you'll resist injury, you'll be a little bit stronger, a little more core strength, and I would recommend it.
My name is Jason Hanniger. I'm a third-year catcher at Georgia Tech. When I first came to Vladimir, I was pretty skeptical of the lifting we were doing and how much we were moving it and stuff. but as I'd say about the 6th or 7th week, I really started to notice a difference in the weight room. I had a lot more energy. I'd say during the fall, injury-wise, I didn't have any injuries, which usually has been a problem for me. And so far this spring, I've been going every other week, which I think if I was going every week, it would be a big difference and continue to help with my injuries. But I've gone about 15 plus times, and my last belt lift was around 1850.
House. I'm a junior outfielder at Georgia Tech, and when we first heard about the program, heard that I was kind of excited. I heard that you could pretty much only benefit from this thing. As it first began, the first week I was pretty tired after doing it. I didn't even realize that he had told me before that I would be tired. I really was. As the sessions progressed, I began to see the difference in the weight room. I went up in weights as far as bench press and squat. I went on 30 pounds in bench press, 40 pounds in squats. I started to feel a difference as the sessions went on. As far as in my core, I could feel it after I got off the belt lift. And I kept progressing up. I went up pretty heavily in belt lift and leg press. I found a plateau in the hand lift and bench press, but the main lift is obviously the belt lift, and that's where I saw my biggest gains. Now up to over 2,000 pounds. I started at 930, and the 2,000 pounds feels just as light as the 930 did the first day. And I definitely say I enjoy doing the program, and I would recommend it.